Hello students, today we are going to continue our chapter The Indian Constitution. Last day or the other day we did what is constitution and what are the different functions and roles of constitution. If there were no constitution, the political leaders might misuse their power, and also the constitution laid down the rule according to which the government as well as the people or the citizen of the country work or live. Now today we are going to discuss a few features of our constitution. The first of the feature is federalism. Federalism means that the government is at different levels, or you can say that that country is known as a federal country where the government is at a different level. The government has a different tier, TIER. You must have heard of the word. Three tier. So there are three types of government. One is central government, which is also known as a union government. The other is the state government, and the last one is the Panchayati Raj, or you can say self government. Or in the last class you have read, in 6th or 5th class you have read the self government or local government or Panchayati Raj. In this way there are three level of governments in our country: central government, state government and the Panchayati Raj. So the country which has more than one level of governments is known as a federal country. Second one is the parliamentary form of government. We in our country have parliamentary form of government in which we have the right to vote and also right to contest the election. And you must have heard by now or know by now UAF, that is Universal Adult Franchise. Universal Adult Franchise means universal is everyone, irrespective of being men or women, living anywhere, any region, following any religion, of any caste, rich or poor. Adult, any person who is 18 or 18 plus. Franchise is right to vote. So any person who is 18 or 18 plus has a right to vote. It means that we can also get elected in the parliament of our country. And you must remember that when our country got free and the constitution was implemented, at that time the age to vote was 21 years, but in 1989 it was reduced to 18 years. Now any person, man or woman, who is 18 or 18 plus has the right to vote. Next one is separation of powers. The government or the state has three organs. One is legislature, second is executive, and the last one is judiciary. All the three organs or part of the government, they have their different role and different power, and they do not interfere in one another's power, but they have a check. Legislature, executive and judiciary, all the three are the important organs of the government, and they work or they function independently. Next is the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are called the soul of the constitution. We know that last time we did that the father of the constitution was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and he used to say that fundamental rights are the soul of the constitution. We have total 6 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, constitutional, educational and cultural rights, right to freedom of religion, and last is right to constitutional remedies. Right to equality means that we all are equal, irrespective of being rich or poor, living anywhere or following any religion, being rich or poor. We all are equal, and the law treats everybody equal. Right from the PM to PN, all are equal before law, and the law does not discriminate against it or against anyone. Next is the second fundamental right is right to freedom. We are free to move anywhere in our country. You must remember that any public place is open for everybody. Though there are a few restrictions, we are free to form political bodies, we are free to form associations, unions, we are free to live anywhere in our country, we are free to adopt any profession we like to. So we are having the right to freedom. Next is right against exploitation. So it includes 2 points definitely. One is right against human trafficking. Human trafficking is the selling of men, women and children. This is illegal. And the other is begar. Begar, or this you can say that you cannot make anybody work for you and do not pay him or her. That is begar, without paying anything, any money, you cannot make anybody work for you. And human trafficking is that the selling of men and women, especially at present all over the world. This is a big problem. There is a illegal selling of women and children. So the law is there. Next is cultural and educational right. This is especially for the minorities in our country. Number of people, say Muslim, Sikh and Christians, they have their own culture and educational system or traditions. So they are free to adopt and promote their culture the way they like to. So they cannot be forced to follow what the majority wants. So they can do what they would like to. And next is the right to freedom of religion. We are free to adopt any religion we like to. We can change our religion any moment we like to, though now there are a few restrictions. And the last is right to constitutional remedies. Suppose anybody, any individual or the government violates these fundamental rights, we have the right to go to the court and get redressed. So right to the constitutional remedies means that you can, or anybody can, go to the court when he or she feels that his or her fundamental rights are being violated. So these are the 6 fundamental rights, and the government must ensure it. Our government has to ensure it, because these are legal rights, and whenever we feel that our rights are being violated, we can go to the court and seek redress. And the last one in our book, the feature is secularism. Secularism means the government of the country does not favor one particular religion, or you can say that all the religions are equal for the government or for the law. The government or the country or the law does not promote any one particular religion as state religion. All religions are equal. That is why India is known as a secular country, because no one particular religion is given any preference or is not promoted by the government. So these 5 features are there in our lesson. So these 5, though there are number of features our country's constitution is having, we know that last time we were doing that our constitution is one of the longest constitution in the world, and we have borrowed number of points, number of features from other sources, from foreign sources, and our constitution makes it possible for us, or you can say for the different communities, people who follow different religions, they have different tradition, caste, and they are still living amicably in the country. The reason is the constitution, because the constitution does not allow the majority to dominate over the minority. Or you can say that the majority does not dominate or does not force the minority the way they like to. So the minority are also taken care of. So these are the few features of the constitution of our country. And with this we will be ending the lesson. Thank you.